somebody go and make sure Karuchi okay though. I heard she think I'm trying to get a coochie to Quavo.
Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I'm going to be telling you guys the pros and cons of working at Sephora. So, let me break it down for you a little bit. If you did not know, I was previously working at Sephora for a good, I'd say like 3-4 months before I eventually quit. And I'm just gonna break down basically everything about the job, what I didn't like, what I did like, the reason why I left, the reason why I wanted the job in the first place, etc., etc. So I always wanted to work at a place like Sephora because I love makeup. I love shopping at Sephora. So I'm like, why not work there? I thought it would be like the coolest job ever. I wanted to do makeup. I wanted to, you know, learn more about makeup. And I thought like Sephora would be the perfect job. So before I was working at Sephora, I was working at Hollister, which was in the same mall that the Sephora was in. So while I was working at Hollister, I was 17. You had to be 18 to work at Sephora. So I was honestly just waiting for my birthday because those workers in Sephora knew me so well because I was always in that store. I was always shopping there. I was always just going in to play with the makeup because you know how they have the testers and stuff. I would always go in there to play with the makeup and everything. I would always talk to the workers. The manager knew me. Like, I even told her I wanted a job here and she was telling me like as soon as I turned 18, apply. She gave me her card and everything. Like, I was really gonna get that job once I turned 18. Like, I knew I had that in the bag ready. So I was like, cool, you know, I'm gonna work at Sephora when I turn 18. So my 18th birthday came around finally, and the day after my birthday I literally applied online and I had work the next day at Hollister. So I went into Sephora and I let the manager know that I applied and everything, and she's like, cool, I'm gonna give you a call back, I'm gonna check the application, see what's going on, So sure enough, she called me back and she told me, you know, come in for a little. She actually told me that I didn't have to do an interview because she already knew me. She knew, you know, the questions that she needed to ask, she kind of already knew, basically. So she told me to just come in and we can talk simply about the position that she was offering and pay, etc., etc. So I was like, cool. So we set up a date for me to come back and do that. And while we were talking about the job, she told me that it was a seasonal cashier job. So in my head, I'm like, okay, seasonal cashier. She's like, but you may still be put out onto the floor. Like, she told me that I wouldn't be doing faces, like makeup on people, but I would still be put out into the floor to help customers and stuff like that. So I was kind of bummed at that point because I actually really genuinely wanted to do makeup, like I said to you guys previously. But I didn't know that, you know, it takes time. You can't just go into Sephora and say like I want to do makeup. Apparently it just doesn't work like that. And she told me that I would be starting off at $11. And me being young, you know, I don't really have much bills to pay for. $11 to me was good money to make every hour, because at Hollister they're paying me minimum wage, which was like 8 something at the time. So that was trash. And I have this job offering me $11. So I'm like, hell yeah, let's do it. Sign me up. I'm ready to start. When can I start? Let me know, baby girl. Let me know, because I'm ready now. So basically, I did all my paperwork, everything. Fast forward to when I actually start the job. So the first day when I came into work, I did like, you know, I beat my face. Pretty much, I beat my face. Like, I just did my regular makeup and I did blue eyeshadow, which was really popping, but I did a nude lip, you know. It was cute or whatever. It was cute. So when I got in, like, you know, the person who was supposed to be training me, we're gonna call her Blue. So Blue had a little attitude problem, and she was one of the managers, and I know when I used to go to the Sephora to just shop around and stuff, she would always have like that, this was her face all the time. Like, she had one of those faces. So I'm like, I don't know how well I'm gonna get along with shorty because my mouth has no chill. If I feel some type of way, I'm going to let you know right off the rip. If I feel like you're looking at me some type of way, I'm going to be like, what's the problem? You feel me? But I got to learn how to tone that down at work a little bit. Anyways, back to the story. So mind you, I had like, you know, the blue eyeshadow and stuff. So she basically When I got to the back, she was already there waiting for us. It was me and this other girl. I don't know if she wants to be mentioned in the story, so I'm gonna name her Apple. It was me and Apple back there, and Apple didn't wear any makeup at all. Like, she just came in regular, you know, she was cute. She didn't really need the makeup anyway, but she came in, you know, regular. So I was pretty much the only one with a beat face. So she was sitting there like, oh, the first thing she said to me, she was like, oh, that's a really bold look you went for. But she said it like, you know, it's not really what you say, it's how you say it. She said it like she had a problem with, like, she didn't like it or something. So me being me, like, it's my first day, I'm in training, so I'm not trying to start no real issues right now. So I was just like, yeah, that's all I said was yeah. But right then and there, like, you know how you get vibes from people, like the vibe I got from her was not really a good one. So I'm like, I'm gonna watch you, sis, I'm gonna watch you, but you training me right now, so I gotta be nice. So the training process was okay. Like, they just had me back there watching hella videos. I came up with a password to log in, etc, etc. Nothing too crazy. I was back there for like 3 hours doing paperwork, watching videos, all this different type of shit. Like, that was all right. I didn't have a problem with that. Now, when it got to the actual time for me to actually start working, here's where the issues were. So, you know, working at Sephora, you're working around a whole bunch of females all the time. So working with a whole bunch of females comes a whole lot of drama. So, you know, I'm new. I don't really know anybody that works there. And I'm the type of person where it's like, I come to work. I don't come to make friends. I don't come to socialize. I come to clock in, make my money, and clock the hell out and bounce. Like, I don't come to make friends, period. I don't. But the girls there, they were already like clicked up. It was a whole bunch of girls working at that particular location. So they were all clicked up, you know, they had their little groups, they was friends, you know, whatever the case may be. And there was a whole lot of shit talking, let me tell you right now. Like, on my first day of work, I was up at the register with 2 other girls because it was 3 registers. I was in the middle one, and I just hear these bitches talking shit about each other, and I'm just like, wow, like, they're really over here gossiping about other girls that work there, like, whatever the case may be. So I'm like, all right, red flag number 2, these bitches is fake, because shorty was just talking to her, and now you talking about her. Like, I'm confused. And then another thing, they threw me up on the register, right? And on my first day, because Sephora is a very busy store, like, we have a whole lot of customers coming in and out, and I remember on my first day I had to do like a return, but it was a really big return, and I wasn't really comfortable doing returns by myself. So I had asked one of the girls that were up at the register with me for help, and she completely ignored me. So I asked again, and she ignored me again. So I asked the other girl, and she like helped me. But I'm like, yo, this bitch really just ignored me. Like, that's crazy. And it was just like a whole bunch of catty attitudes working with girls. I don't like that. I'm not that type of girl. Like, I don't come to work with an attitude. I come there to, you know, be happy. You gotta be upbeat when you're working in customer service. And these girls just came to work with attitudes off the rip. I didn't like that. Another thing about Sephora that I really didn't like, well, this particular location, because I don't know if all Sephoras is like this, to be honest with you, but this particular location, like, when girls would come in, you know, without makeup, they just look simple. I realized that people, like, because we wore like these little earpieces where all the workers wore it, and, you know, you could talk to each other and stuff. Like, they would just talk shit about the customers, and I'm just like, yo, like, this is not okay. Like, what? This is a whole bunch of catty. Like, I literally felt like I was in high school with all the catty shit that was going on. Like, I'm like, bruh. So all of this will happen for like a month, you feel me? Like, it was just, I really was not messing with it. And then on top of that, even before all of that, right, I'd say like my second week, I opened the store up. Like, I opened up, and I made a mistake with, I believe it was, what was I doing? I was putting away like the makeup, because in Sephora they have drawers underneath the makeup itself where you put like the extra makeup that can't fit on the shelf. I forgot what it's called. Overstock. Overstock. You put the overstock in the drawers underneath. So I had messed up with the placement of what I put in the overstock drawer. Like, I messed up. And I remember like the day after that, I think it was the day after that or later on in that day, a manager had came up to me. Like, they made a whole big deal about it. First of all, before she even came up to me, she took the bottle out from the overstock thing that I had put in. She's like, who did this? Like, she was so loud. She just made it seem like it was a really big problem. And it was just one, like, I think it was a foundation bottle. It was placed with the concealers or something like that. And she was like, who did this? And I was like, it was me. because I was new. I'm like, I don't really know where everything is placed. You guys didn't really explain all of that to me. I barely even know how to do overstock, and y'all have me doing stuff. So I don't really care if I make a mistake, to be honest with you, because you never trained me on that. So she's like, oh, you can't do that. Like, she's like, you can't mix this stuff together, da 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 da, like just going on and on. I'm like, all right, sorry, like I won't do it again, period. I don't want to talk about it no more. She just kept going on and on and on about it. I'm like, okay, I don't really care. So after that, it was just like a whole bunch of little dumb shit that was going on. But the main thing that I didn't really like was the caddy shit. You know, like, it was just the issue. And then the main manager at that Sephora, like the district manager, I guess you could say, she was the main manager. She really had attitude problems. Like, the co-workers had attitude problems, but she had it bad. Like, she had it super bad. Like, I remember one day, one of my friends, because I did make a couple friends from working at that Sephora. Like, I met a couple, you know, cool females. I remember one of them, she had came up to me and she told me, like, you believe what Shorty just told me? I'm like, what? She was like, oh, she told me that, oh, I need to do my edges more neater. She's like, because her edges, they kind of look like how mine look right now. Like, they're not done, but they didn't look bad. And she was like, oh, yeah, she told me that I can't be coming to work with my edges not done. I'm like, what is she like? She's really crazy. She was really crazy. And then I remember, what did I name Shorty? I think I named the girl that I told you guys I met in the beginning, the other girl that was with me on my first day of training. I think I named her Blue or Apple. I think it was Apple. Me and Apple, we actually became really tight because we started on the same days, you feel me? Like, we was both on register, so she became my bitch. Like, I fucked with Apple heavy. But Apple wasn't really into the whole makeup thing. Like, she knew how to do it, but she didn't come to work with a face beat every day. And I remember one day, the district manager had came up to her and was like, oh, you look like a ghost. Go put on something on your face, like, because you look terrible. I remember she said those exact words, and Apple was a little sensitive, so she felt some type of way. Like, she was really upset about that comment that she made. I'm like, couldn't be me. Could not be me, sis, because I would have been tweaking. Like, you're not about to talk to me like that, period. Anyways, so that went on for a long period of time. And then on top of that, the hours that they gave me were shitty. Like, I really did not like the hours. It was just a hot mess. So fast forward on to before I was about to quit, because I kind of had that thing just bubbling up inside of me. I'm like, yo, I cannot do this. Like, every time I go to work, it's always drama. I always feel overwhelmed. It's just too much. So when they basically, because I was considered a seasonal, so basically the managers pull the seasonals out and they have like a meeting with you to talk about your progress, if they want to keep you, etc., etc. So when it was time for my meeting, they had pulled me out, and basically they told me that I am too friendly. Literally, that's what they said. They said I'm too nice to the customers. They said literally, this was the example she used. She's like, you're more of a, hey girl, like, how are you? What's up? Like, that's how I am. You feel me? That's how I talk. That's how I come. That's just my personality. She said, you need to be more, hi, how are you? Like, I don't know, just like that. But personally, me, I work at Sephora. I'm working at Sephora. I don't work at a front desk. I don't work at a doctor's office. I work at Sephora. And I feel like talking like, hey girl, what's up? Like, hey love, how you doing? Like, how can I help you? I feel like talking like that, or just me talking like Chrissy, like how I talk regularly, it attracts more customers. A lot of customers fucked with me because of the way I talked. And the way, you feel me, I talked to them as if they was my friends. And they like that. But apparently the management did not like that. They did not like that at all. So they said, you need to stop doing that. And right off the rip, I felt some type of way. I'm like, but I kept it inside. I didn't say anything to her. I'm just like, let me just let her talk. And then she was like, what else did she tell me? She's like, oh yeah, and your shoes. I remember I used to come to work with all black Harachis, and nobody said anything to me about it till right now, mind you. Like, the managers all see me wear these shoes. They did not say anything to me about my shoes. She was like, you need to stop coming to work with, you know, shoes like that. You need to start coming to work with more elegant shoes, like heels. She suggested heels. I'm at work, standing at this freaking register for 6+ hours, and you want me to wear heels? Yeah, she got me chopped. I was not wearing heels. I'm just like, okay, yeah, thank you. And I had left. So from that day on, I'm like, yo, I'm not doing this no more. Like, I really cannot do this no more. They got me messed up. I need to leave this job. Because it was coming to a point where I really did not want to even get up and go to work. I was just over it. And I feel like when you get to that point where you really like, I don't even want to go into work, it's like you need to leave, because that's terrible. You shouldn't be feeling like that about work. And that's how I felt. So I ended up quitting the job, and yeah, I was just over Sephora. So that was, it wasn't even like it was more like I was very disappointed, because I wasn't expecting the job to be like that. Like I said, I was so amped and hyped and ready to work at Sephora, and when I finally got the chance to, I was just like over it, kind of. I just didn't like the vibes I got. I thought the experience would have been completely different than what it was, and it wasn't, but it's whatever. So some of the pros that I got from working at Sephora was the gratis. I didn't really get a lot of gratis, but basically what gratis is you get free makeup. Like, you get tickets and you can redeem them for some free makeup and like hair stuff, whatever. Like, this was some, let me see. I got some makeup and stuff I can't really find. Oh, I got like setting spray. I got some of these. These are like hair shit for your hair. Basically, yeah, you get gratis. Another thing is you really do learn a lot about makeup. You learn about different products. You learn about, you know, ingredients. You really have time to study makeup while you're at Sephora, especially when it's dead in the morning and you're opening. I just literally went around the store and I read about makeup. I read different makeup. I tried out different makeup. It was lit. Like, I really liked that. And honestly, that was pretty much the only pros I had at working at Sephora, was just the experience of learning the makeup and branching out my knowledge. And I also met a few cool co-workers, you know, they was cool, but the majority of them was not. I was not feeling them at all. So yeah, that's why I left Sephora. Okay, because they had me fucked up. Anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this little video that I made. A lot of you guys was asking me about my experience at Sephora, so I decided to just make a whole YouTube video about it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Stay tuned for my next video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye.